Hey. I know you're not used to seeing us this early in the morning, but how you doing? You already know. You see the face, you hear the voice, you already know what it is. You see the poster. It is Mayhem time because it's ringside Mayhem, baby. That's right. You might be like, it's early in the morning. Why are you so loud? Because with the Mayhem, no matter what time. You know who it is. It's me. It's your GM. No matter what time it is. It may be AM, maybe PM, but it's your same old GM, the KLASS. That's right. And your boy is just so sick with it. That's right. And I'm not here alone, man. I had to wake him up too. I had to wake him up real quick. But hey, yo, welcome in your boy, Mr. $1 Million Mac himself, the Mr. Know-It-All champ, my brother from another mother. Shut your mouth. That's right. Bring in Mr. SirMac.
Early in the morning. Had to do an interview. You see the dollar signs? Let me spin it around for you though, so you can see how the money bling bling though. Bling bling. I gotta show you the back. You already know who done co-signed on your boy. It is the value that allows you the opportunity to roll with me. But before you get in the ride, I must supply the price tag because I don't come cheap, and neither do you. And
No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Eddie James? Good job. What's up? Is what you say. Number one, the key to the Lions lover. I probably ain't the number one. I got some competition out there. You know what I'm saying? I just put somebody else on there yesterday. They was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Hey, check this out. Quick. Let me go over Instagram." How you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. We had a good little 4th of July. Popped off some fireworks, man. Just boom, boom going in. If y'all saw my Instagram, the 4th is all about the boom.
You know what I'm saying? I burnt my thumb. You know what I'm saying? Fireworks went off in my back. It was hood stuff, man. Hood stuff. Nothing ever goes right like a ladder match. You know what I'm saying? You got planned spots, but sometimes fireworks tip over and they go blasting in everywhere and all that. Yeah, it was crazy, but fun times.
Man, we come from fun times to like we can't waste no more time on this, bro. I gotta go hit this. We gotta hit this.
Start dancing.
Why are you dancing? Why are you dancing?
You know how that music makes me do. You know what I'm saying?
We got something special for y'all this morning. If y'all up with us, we got something special for y'all. We ain't wasting y'all time. Cause sir, you're a Leo, correct? You a lion, right?
Of course.
Right?
But of course.
Well, you see, we got another lion in this place right here now. We got another lion in the ringside area right now.
Yeah.
I need y'all to keep your eyes peeled. I need y'all to put your hands together in that comment section right now because we have none other than AEW's own, Ring of Honor own, PCW Ultra own, FSW own. That's right, the lion, Mr. TOA LIONA. Yeah. Bring the man in. That's right.
Louisiana.
What it do, man?
What's going on, man?
Man, another day alive, man. Can't complain.
Man, early in the morning, in the mid-afternoon on the East Coast and elsewhere else. Man, what is going on? What is up this morning? What have you done so far this morning? What have you accomplished?
Drove back last night from the Bay Area, visited some family for the 4th. Went to the gym, showered, packed my stuff, and then after this, heading on a flight.
Oh man! And what we getting on that flight? Where we going?
Man, to Rochester, New York. Rochester. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna be over there for AEW on Dynamite for Wednesday and Rampage on Friday.
Oh man, I might have to send some hellos and haze and what that body do along with you on that flight.
Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it, sir. No, we're not gonna go there. No. But there, like as you said, you're gonna be on Rampage. There's a certain match happening, sir, and let's kick off and talk about this, man, because there's been some talks about which one is the best, and we got the Ring of Honor champion,
man,
and Mr. Jonathan Gresham and Lee Moriarty going against you and the homie Khan. What up, Khan?
What's going on, Kay?
You and the homie Khan, the Gates of Agony, man. So, bro,
Talk about it.
There's been words, so I know you got some words for them because I know Jonathan Gresham got his old single vignette. I didn't hear y'all yet, so I know y'all got something to say.
Let's put it this way: me and Con been waiting a long time for this exposure and this platform to perform. So, I'm not much for talking when it comes to performance. I'm more one of showing. So, watch Friday. You see how we execute. All these things that we prayed for that finally have arrived. So, me and Con have been preparing for this moment for a while. We spoke about tagging back in January for this opportunity, and it's been a long 6 months. So, yeah, leave it at that. Tune in Friday. You're going to see all this pent-up aggression me and my boy got.
Oh, yeah. We already know how you get down because we was most certainly there live and in person at PCW May the 13th, you know what I'm saying? And you definitely did your thug dizzle, you know what I'm saying? Just, ooh, I can't wait. Them boys is in trouble.
Bro, I never seen anybody, for myself, since I've been there, I never seen anybody move them steel beams. And you literally ran into it and moved a steel beam, bro. Like,
what was your mental doing that?
What's so funny was I was checking with one of my boys. I was like, hey, this beam's sturdy, right? And then he's like, oh, yeah, it should be good. So, I mean, my mentality in anything I do, life, weights, sports, is I charge things head on. Let the chips fall where they may. I'll pick that shit up after.
Man, if that whole set would have caved in, I'd have been like, bro.
We wouldn't have this conversation. I'd be incarcerated.
Oh, man. Definitely, man. Go, hey, Mac, man, from lion to lion, go ahead and kick it off, bro.
Oh, man. You know what? First of all, are you a Leo?
Oh, me? No.
Yeah.
I am Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that explains why you don't know this, or probably you do know this, but I just gotta school you real quick. Just real quick, bro. You know there ain't no lions in the jungle, right?
Say what?
You know it ain't no lions in the jungle, right? The lions is in the savannah.
Depends
man.
what jungle you from. I'm from LA.
I mean, I'm from LA too. I'm from LA too, born and raised,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just terminology wise, you know what I'm saying? We the kings of the savannah. I mean, but there's been talk for a very long time. I don't know where it came from, but everybody's always like, king of the jungle, king of the jungle, king of the jungle, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, we in the savannah. But, I come to the jungle every once in a while, What parts of LA were you born and raised in?
Well, actually, I currently live right now in West Hollywood right now. But
okay.
Originally, I'm born in the Bay Area.
Okay.
So I'm from the Bay Area. So grew up in San Jose, lived up in San Francisco for a bit. And then actually came out to SoCal, played football over at San Diego State. Now I lived in San Diego for 10 years.
Okay. San Diego ain't too bad. I used to chill in San Diego like a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? I had a little girlfriend that was up there and everything. San Diego, cool. It's cool. Peaceful. Very peaceful. Not like the streets of LA, I'll tell you that.
Sir.
What?
Really?
What?
Okay. That's
what?
You always have some type of woman in some place. The Bay everywhere, huh?
I mean, there was young Mac a long time ago. This ain't my interview. This his, man.
Lord, whatever. Okay, then why you mention others? You know what? Okay. and speaking of the Bay, man, gotta wonder, man. Did you shake them dreads in the Bay? Did you?
Bro, hey, do y'all remember the rapper Hurricane Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up, bro, I had the braids and the singles coming out the back with the beads.
Yeah.
Oh,
out there shaking them like this.
Oh yeah.
Bro, just so you can hear the clank.
Bro, that exactly. During that was my era, was the hyphy movement. That hyphy movement pulled up all the way, especially through the Bay. And I lived in Stockton when I was younger. So it traveled all the way out there. So I'm very familiar with all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dopeness. Well, speaking of hair, bro, there's a certain mane that you have that even though you both are lions, there's one that can't grow it. So I need you to help my brother out because I need to know.
I get, man. This
I need you to tell him, man, how you came from here to here. To here, bro. Like, dude, just the growth is just
Oh,
sick. So
snap.
what was your process with growing your beard out, bro?
Honestly, the only so I never typically grow my beard out. The only reason why I did was because of wrestling to give me like a different look. The Samoans you see usually don't have big beards, so that's why I try to bring something a little different to it. And then as I grew it out, I felt like it fit who I was becoming. Like the TOA LIONA you see today wasn't the TOA LIONA when I first created him, and in the early beginning stages, the beard made me feel more, I don't know, more like like I'm not as clean cut, so I'm more like Savage, more like that kind of tone and vibe. So immediately, right when you see me, that's your first impression is something like to that extent, So my biggest thing is I want people to know who I am before I open up my mouth. So if you look at me, you already tell by my energy, my aura when I step into that ring, when I hit that, come through the entranceway, you're already gonna feel what I'm about before I even say anything, before I even do anything. And if that's the case, my job's already halfway done. So that's how I started growing out the beard, and I liked it. It fit the look, so I kept it.
Man, I was like, that journey was a journey. I said, bro, like I felt inspired. I'm like, I can get that too then. Because literally, I just started with this. Like it was just two little.
Yeah. I think the thing was I wasn't thinking about growing it. I think I was just, I just kept trying to just take care of it the best I could, and then it just kept going.
So it came
natural.
Yeah.
Why is that fair?
That's not fair because I don't think about growing it, and I'll take care of mine as best as I naturally can. And this is just all that I don't get nothing else. This is just it's upsetting. It's very upsetting.
It's okay, sir.
Whatever. Speaking of TOA LIONA, you're about 3 years into the game, and I mean you've made some waves in a very short span of time. But like, how did you come up with your ring name?
Actually, I was on a phone call with Reno NOI, one of my trainers over at Knox Pro, and we just started like trying to like come up with the name, like best representation of me. So my biggest thing, so I was pretty well like a fitness influencer before wrestling. So like throughout powerlifting and like fitness expos and stuff like that, I was really known for having like a lot of heart and like the never give up mentality in everything I did and everything I do, so I was like always preaching that, pushing that. Along the way, I got, my tattoos for the first time. And the one thing I always stuck with was like the heart of a lion. That was like my representation of who I was in the fitness world, what I try to do during my lifts, during these expos, and kind of just showcase like just how you throw those old pictures of me with a beard. There's old pictures of me where I was at my lowest. That's pretty high right there. That's a good high moment right there. But there's moments where I was like really low, and I just wanted to get over the fact that no matter how you look, what you are, what your goals are, that if you have a heart of a lion, if you never give up, you can never lose. So that's how the whole lion aspect came out of it. It's just a plus that I got long hair, and when I poof it out, it goes like a lion's mane. But that's how it started. So then I started looking up names in Samoan. So Leona is, lion. So just trying to find names to pair with it, and then Toa stuck out because it means like warrior, brave. So like, the brave warrior lion, as I step into battle, so that's how the name came about.
You know what?
Shout out Reno.
Man, shout out to Reno. And you know what? I'm claiming it now then. Since that's the brave warrior lion, now we need the brave warrior lion to go against the cowardly lion. I'm calling it out right now. So the Wiz, we calling it out right now. We need it. We need that gimmick match now. Whoever is the cowardly lion, we need it.
You got to make sure, see if they got a Twitter handler and start pushing the match. See if they respond.
Hey, we already got Shane Taylor versus the Owl, so we can get that happening. Okay? We can get that happening. Man, you're talking about you powerlifting, man. How long you been doing that?
So like quick backstory to set up the powerlifting stuff. So I was a Division I athlete out of high school, got hurt, had to go JUCO route. Did the JUCO route over at City College San Francisco, #1 junior college in the nation, baby. Shout out City fan. Got a scholarship to San Diego State. Went over to San Diego State, got hurt. So my football career was already done from the jump. As that happened, I started like, that's where I hit my low, my very, very big low. Depression hit, didn't want to be alive anymore. Just like a lot of bad stuff, like on top of each other, grandfather passed away, grandmother passed away, hurt, can never play football again. Just like all those things just compiling on top of each other. And then I went over to this gym called Ramana. My uncle CLC Vamau, he was helping me during when I first came to San Diego to play over at San Diego State, helped with conditioning and stuff like that as a trainer. Once all these bad things started happening, I went to him to help me change my life. So then he helped me, showcase like the mentality of what, raw mana means, is like tapping into that raw spirit, inside you. Everyone has it. Everyone got the inner mana in them. And, the reason why it's called raw mana is because once you get to that point where you can like really look yourself in the mirror, there's no raw form of yourself. So you have to be honest with yourself. There's no more like, oh, this person did this, that person did this, I can't catch a break. It's almost like it is what it is, and you're gonna have to look in the mirror, and that's what it is. You can't say this, or that. What's in the mirror staring at you is fact, and that's it. So from that aspect, man, he helped rebuild me. And then from there, I just got tired of like not competing, not doing anything. So I fell into powerlifting because I always lifted weights for, training for football and stuff like that. So it was a really easy transition for me. So then that's when I got into powerlifting stuff. And then I'm a real competitive person. So I try to be the best I can in any aspects of things I do. So that's when I took powerlifting and went all in with
it. Hey, you see what he did? All in. See what he did there? Hey, you see that?
Oh, you'll like this one too. I'm an elite powerlifter too. Yeah, elite. There's stages. There's pro. There's national. You know what I mean? Nah, man. Creme de la creme.
Man, you definitely must be, because when you can lift two humans,
I want to tap into just the mindset that you get into, because I've seen a few videos and things of that nature when you get ready to lift, and a couple of slaps and whatnot and everything, maybe a few tears and things of that nature. Like where do you go in your mental to prepare for lifting every single day?
So that's a very good question. So kind of like going back to what I was talking about, all that past trauma I went through, it was hard to wake up every day. And when I went over to to Sia over at Ramana, like over in San Diego, California, when I went over there to he helped me like learn how to utilize those emotions to not hurt me anymore, in a sense, to where like I can put all that energy out there. And that's when I started first learning how to harness it, in a sense. So like I always get into the mindset to where like I would trick myself. Like if I have like a heavy lift, for instance, like one big squat, I would trick myself into the mindset to where it's like, if I hit this lift, all the pain and stuff, all like, my grandparents passed away, all this stuff, like once I hit this lift, it all comes back. They'll be back here again. I mentally trick myself into that every time when I would go like in extreme like heavy lifts. I haven't done it in a long time, but I always have it in like in the bottom of my heart, where it's like I can always tap into that dog. And now it's like it's fun because I get to translation that into the wrestling ring. When you see me out there, man, you look me in my eyes, man, I'm not the same person you're talking to right now. So if you watch, like anyone listens to this aside, if you watch some of my lifting videos, you see that person, that's a different person than the person you see right now. So it's like wrestling kind of just the perfect avenue for me to literally like hone in on like all of this emotion and depression I went through, So I would just tap into all that stuff, man. Like, and a lot of people like can relate to that too. Like a lot of people go through stuff and trying to find different outlets. Lifting was my outlet. That was my thing. So for me, it was really easy to tap into that and just express it all. Because then afterwards, I felt a lot better. I hadn't have it all balled up anymore. It wasn't like I was drinking my sorrows away. I was out there physically just trying to like fight back, and it felt good to get all that stuff off my chest,
Yeah. So how, we usually ask this question. I think that was a perfect segue. So how important would you say like a mental capacity is when it comes to wrestling, like especially being on the road. So, is there any other things that you do, to pretty much get in a good mindset and stay good in your mental and emotional?
Man, it's like a switch now. It's like a switch. There's not been one time that I went out that I wasn't ready. Even if I wasn't physically ready, if I was hurt, if this or that, my mental still points to where like I can't be touched. In the aspects of like, easy, like, since I'm going to AEW, I'm flying out today. Like once I hop on that flight, man, I'm a different person. The Bruce you see here, I'm insecure sometimes, doubt seeps in a lot. I don't know if I can do this. I'm disappointed in myself. I feel like I can work a lot harder. But as soon as like, you ever heard that Mike Tyson thing? Before he steps into the ring, he's scared for his life. He's visualized this person's going to beat him over and over and over. And as he gets closer and closer to the ring, his confidence starts rising. He's rising and rising. When he steps inside the ring, he's a god and no one can touch him. Like I actually have that same kind of like mentality to where it's like I'm the most confident person that has the most doubt. When I step into so transitioning back into like the lifting stuff, I'm afraid like what if I don't hit this, blah 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 blah. But as soon as I go to do it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm doing everything I can, and the only reason why I fear that if I can't do it is because I know I'm going to give everything I can, and there's no worse feeling than failing after knowing that there was literally nothing you can do. So, but there is one feeling worse. And that's holding back and failing and thinking, what if?
Oh my God.
So that's what like really like drives me and stuff like that. So like when I go to these shows, man, like bro, I'm playing with house money. Yeah. I'm not happy to be here. That shit long sailed. As soon as I hop on a flight to my first show, happy to be here was long gone. Like I'm here to have a job. Like I'm here to get a job. That was my mentality. And I'm gonna prove everybody that I'm one of the top guys in the company without being signed to the company. And luckily, the stars fall where they may, and the right things happen when it happened. And God continued to bless me to where like I was able to speak on it and actually, physically do it too. So
yeah. Would you say we need more of that mentality in wrestling? Because sometimes we get that I want to say complaint about wrestling sometimes nowadays, that like a lot of people are just happy to be here, and it's like it's not that really honing in like you're talking about. So do you think we need more of that in
personally I don't care. Reason being is because like I'll keep people doing that. That's the reason why I'm standing out, and I'll continue to stand out, and whatever it is, I know for sure they're not going to match my intensity. Like, so ideally, yeah, as a fan, like me watching the product, yeah, I would like a little bit more intensity, a little bit more like more of that stuff. But then there's aspects of like the show to where like it doesn't need it. So it's like I'm not one of those fans where it needs to be like one way or I like the fact that AEW is like, what's your cup of tea of wrestling? It has it all.
Yeah.
And it's like, and as a fan, it's like if you can realize that and stop nitpicking shit. It's like, do you like all these high spots and all these crazy crash and burn stuff? Cool, you watch it. It's there. You like technical wrestling. Boom, it's there. You like hard hitting wrestling. It's there. You like all of it together. There's matches that have that too. So it's just like, like I said, it's more like your cup of tea. So for everyone out there, it would be nicer to like have that more of like sense of like intensity or like drive out of everyone, but by all means continue being happy to be here while I pass you up.
I'll smash you and get on by my business, get on out the way. Your first memory of wrestling, like, what was it, and what was that decision like, saying, you know what, this is what I want to do?
All right, so 2-part answer. First memory of wrestling. First memory of wrestling. I was with my brother's dad, Ozzy, and he always watched wrestling, so that was like our thing. The one thing I vividly remember was like Lex Luger, and Sorry, DC's on the mind. Kid watches a lot of Batman. And Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was like a random match. Like I just remembered the boots with the strings, and then Stone Cold and it's just this black attire. You know, that was the one vivid memory I have. Like that's my first memory. And then getting into wrestling is actually a funny story. It was after powerlifting. I did the powerlifting route. During that whole time, it wasn't fulfilling to me. So then I missed football, so I went and played rugby. Rugby exposed a lot of my weaknesses that I had in football. So once I fixed those things that was once my weakness, I started being really good at rugby. But then it made me miss football more because it had the what if in my head. Like, man, now that I can move lateral, because I was a D lineman. But then once I played rugby, I was more of like a linebacker at my size. So I was able to like, do stuff. So I'm like thinking in my head, like, damn. Like what if, and it made it worse. So I was just like, let me just go all in on powerlifting because one day it was a bench press competition for charity and I benched 500 pounds. Okay, it's going to sound funny. I benched 500 pounds by accident. The reason why I say by accident, yeah, I know, right? The reason why I say by accident because I wasn't intentionally training for it. I was just I'm training for rugby. I'm doing 3 miles runs, like 3 days a week with like HIIT CrossFit training with some strength and conditioning training as well, like with the lifting aspect. So I was getting stronger. So when it was a bench press competition for charity, I just, okay, I'll do it, And then weights was moving well. So we just said, my coach, shout out Chris Gordon. He threw up 500 on the bar and I smashed it. So once that happened and I started like missing football more, I was like, you know what, this isn't fulfilling for me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to powerlifting, but this time I'm going to hit 600 pounds. I was like, if I hit 500 pounds by accident, imagine if I try to be a big bench presser or a big powerlifter. So then that's what happened. I went all in on that. Best numbers, I hit 635 bench. Competition, I got like over 750 squat. 750 deadlift. So like I hit some pretty like some top-notch numbers. During that time. And then I started trying to chase a 700-pound bench. I had a moment of realization to where it's like the fitness industry was like fun and stuff, but like not everyone makes a lot of money. Like There's very, very few people that make a lot of money. And then to be in those like competitions is really hard in general. Like I was my last powerlifting competition was the Kern US Open, and that had the top-notch like powerlifters in the entire world in that competition, and I took 4th in my division, and going from like people that are squatting thousands of pounds,
man,
so it was just something different, and like those people weren't making a lot of money, only like the people that won. Like if you won, you made 40 bands that day, so it's like, and that's it, right? So besides that, and those are like. That was a rare competition. Not every competition is giving out $40,000, $20,000 like that. Yeah. You have a few of them out throughout the year, but if you think about that, like putting all that time and effort, like the money's not there for it. So then I was just like, man, if I bench 700 pounds, what's gonna happen? Like $1 million ain't gonna hit my account. A heart attack might happen. And then that's when I had that realization. I was like, I gotta find something else, So then my wife's watching Total Divas and like. She just asked me, she's like, why don't you wrestle? And I couldn't give her an answer, why not? So because I couldn't give her an answer, why not? I grew up loving wrestling, so it almost made sense. So I DM'd Rikishi, with my interest in like, going into the wrestling business, man. And then, 6 months later, I believe, 4 months later, I started because that same day I ran into an arena football coach, asked me if I still play football. And I said, no, but I used to. And then they signed me right then and there. Then I played one last I was able to hit that one, like, check off my list of playing professional football. It was like, I didn't want to, I was like, I played that year for the Bruce that trained so hard for an opportunity that never came his way. So it was almost like it was a perfect way to end my football chapter of my life, was to be like, man, I'm getting paid to play football. So it was a really good way for me to just be like, okay, I know I could have been in the NFL. Like things happen, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't have that I don't have that what if, because things happen. I understand that, so I was able to wipe my hands clean off that, and then started training after that.
dope, man. Yo, your how do you say, your trail to wrestling is a great story. I love it. And part of it that you mentioned that I was actually about to talk about, as we mentioned, was Knox Pro.
Yeah.
So man, like one thing I noticed, like Knox Pro seemed like not just a wrestling school, but like a family, bro. Like this is shout out to Danica, and also shout out to Viva, had them on too, man. It seems like Knox Pro is just family, bro. So how was it coming up in Knox Pro, and what is the best advice or the best training that you ever got when it comes to Kishi or anybody?
Man, honestly, like everything happens for a reason. And for me, Knox Pro was the perfect school for me. It got me ready for all the aspects of like the top, like professional wrestling that I'm like getting into right now. Like all these things, I was like, oh, he warned me about this. Oh, he told me about this. Okay, I know this. Like there was a lot of things like that where like I was already ahead of the curve. So by the time I got here, I already knew what to do and how to execute, you know, the things I need to do. And just the psychology aspect of it, man. They're really patient with me. And they knew like I was all in a sense, because like I said, I lived in San Diego and Knox Pro's in LA. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, I'll drive 2.5 hours there, train, drive 2.5 hours back. I did that 3 days a week for all the way up into the pandemic. So 2019, so probably like 6-7 months until the pandemic hit. And the pandemic hit, I moved to the Bay Area to stay with family. So then I would drive Tuesday, 5.5 hours, train, crash on somebody's couch. Ooh. Then the next day, train that night, and then drive back home. And then I did that for another 6 months. And then once the pandemic started to clear up a little bit, that's when I had a conversation with my wife, and I was like, you know, it's time to go all in. I was like, you gotta move to LA. And, you know, I have my wife. Without my wife, man, none of this would be possible. From one, gave me the idea to be a professional wrestler. 2, supporting me while I'm on the road. And then 3, just like being willing to like deal with the sacrifices with me on top of the things that she's already sacrificing herself without me. Yeah. So those things, man, like.
Let's take some time to give her a shout out real quick though, because shout out to the missus. Shout out to Meg. Like I'm already knowing, man. It's wonderful to have you know, that person by your side. You know, just, you know, cheering you on, man. And I noticed that one thing about you also, like not just about wrestling, powerlifting, but it seems like family is one of the most important things to you. So. You touched on a little bit, but how was it, or how is it, you know, getting into the wrestling business and, you know, having a family with the travel and everything? So,
that side of things is still new to me. Okay. I mean, the sacrifices with the family is a lot harder. You know, it's like when we moved to LA, we just had one child, my son Bo. You know, and then once we got here, she got pregnant with twins. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
You know, so once that happened, man, I was already here in LA, and like 1 month of moving in, she finds out she's pregnant with twins. So it was just like extra, God just giving us a little extra push to where it's like, you made the right decision. Just know that it's really all in. You know, there's no turning back now.
Ain't no pulling out.
Like, because I was a personal trainer by trade, so that's what I would do in San Diego, and I was able to rebuild my clientele in the Bay Area because I had no rent. But when I moved to LA, man, I had to give that job up in a sense. Like I still have some online clients that I do, but then we had to do Uber Eats, man. Like to be stuck in that fucking be stuck.
You good? No, we cuss on here. It's
but there's kids in the background.
Okay. I was say as long as you can.
A little bit of both.
Okay, a little bit of both. Okay, cool.
But
gotcha.
Bro, to be stuck in a car with my wife, my son, 2 dogs, driving around doing these Uber Eats, bro, it was just grind. This shit sucked so bad. To a point where like I'm driving, bro. I was vivid to me to this day. I'm driving, trying to make rent. It was like I worked a late shift on a Friday. I'm like, man, this sucks. I can't wait till I have my opportunity and like, I can do something. I drop off something. And his apartment complex is huge. So like you can kind of like see if they have their windows, like you can kind of see inside, see their TVs and stuff like that. As I drop this food off, I turn my side, I see Rampage on. Bro, I'm telling you how the level of like control I had to have at that point, because it was just like, oh, like I'm out here delivering people's food when I should be on TV. Yeah, like I said, tune in this Friday because you're gonna see a lot of pent up frustration I've been holding on for so many years. And when it comes to the wrestling stuff, man, yeah,
y'all want to see this because it's about to be some.
Yeah.
I just want to say I just feel bad for the other brothers on the other side of the ring. I love them, but hey, yeah, that's gonna be some pent up frustration. I've seen you pounce people before, so that's.
And I'm hoping it's the main event. And when we talked to Khan, he was like, "Yeah, we got some things in store. I can't really talk about." And then it just happened to be, the formation of Gates of Agony. Tully Blanchard Enterprises and everything. It was just like, you sneaky little one, you or whatever. Man. So it's like the crazy thing about it is just like, man, like you working with Tully right now, like let alone Khan, let alone Brian Cage, but Tully Blanchard. Like, talk about that. Like, what is the feeling behind that? Like, man, that.
Man, honestly, man, when I heard it, right, I was ecstatic. Someone of his caliber, willing, because man, he can say no. He doesn't need this. Like, he loves wrestling. He has a really good like job that he has on the side as well. Like, he doesn't need this. Like, he truly loves wrestling, and it fits our mold to the T with me and Khan. Like, we have like the attitude to where it's like, we'll do anything we need to do to succeed. We're willing to grind. We're not afraid of work. We're not afraid of commitment. We're not afraid of sacrifice. And being paired with Tully, like, for him, like, to like see us and like have that same kind of energy in a sense, where like he doesn't have to do this. He loves it. So the fact he's being around people that want it, bro, me and Connor are like sponges out there. So man, it was just like I know there's things that I haven't even learned yet that I'm excited about. Just being around his presence. I've only been around him like how many times? 3 times? Three times, three different visits. Like, I did the Supercard, and then I did the 2 Rampage promos and stuff like that. So like when we have more matches under our belts where he can coach us up on things we can fix, man, I'm very excited for the future, for what the future has in store for us all.
Man, so he was on the other side of the ring when you guys when you faced FTR in that tag match, and I watched it. They were like welling on you in the corner and everything, and he had you by the ankles. I'm not pretty sure like how good of a grip he had, because you asked me, I feel like you could have just snatched away and kicked him in the mouth or something or whatever.
Oh no, yeah, I tossed Dax away. I snatched him, and then Cass just caught me off guard with a good foot or knee to the face.
It was a good spot.
But blessing in disguise, because if Cash didn't hit me, right, this is the butterfly effect. If Cash didn't hit me, Tully would have been on the ground. Who knows he would be wrestling anymore, being here. So everything happens for a reason. The butterfly effect. Because Cash didn't let me hit him, Mr. Blanchard, he's able to be our manager today. So
see, look at that. Look how everything just works out, man. Yeah. Shoot, you even got a good receipt on Cash before, man. That was
my big pounce.
Let's keep it
man.
Okay.
Okay, Siri. I wasn't talking to you. I promise. I was talking to you.
Rude.
Siri, I promise.
Siri already knows, man. I get grimy and I get dirty. Trying to keep it clean.
Let me clean this up a bit. No, Siri, you're good. But yeah, man. So how was it even like let's dive into how was it facing FTR, man? Like we already talked about them in the ring and how how honed in they are in the art of wrestling. So how was it being in the ring with both of them?
Oh man, amazing, dude. Probably one of my favorite matches to date. Still, even though as short as it was, to be in there like, so what? All right, to be in the ring when their music hits, knowing that like we're supposed to be the ones getting cheered for, and as soon as that music hit, yeah, I think it might have been like it's like when the music first came too. Like it's when they first had the song, and so I'm like, the music hits. I'm just saying, everyone is going bananas. Everyone's going bananas to the point where like I had an oh shit moment. Like, oh man, like they really like these guys. I was like, these guys. I'm like, they're supposed to cheer for me. I was good.
Like, I got my work cut out for me.
Luckily, my work speaks for itself, and I was still able to get the job done. But at that little blink moment, I was like, oh snaps! Like, welcome to the show,
man. And it was a good one. I'm telling you, like one of the main parts. I love how your video showed it, but at first you just see FTR give you the flick off, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is just knock your ass out. It's cool.
I'm just running through y'all.
You missed the click where I flipped them back off.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yes, I did. Yes, you did. So
yeah. Well, a moment of like, I'm definitely not happy just to be here. If you don't flip me off, I'm gonna flip you right back off.
Man, made your debut on a ROH Supercard, but you're actually signed to All Elite Wrestling, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I didn't see one, and I looked hard. I looked really, really, really hard, and I guess because Tony Khan ain't tweeted it out yet, you know what I'm saying? It's why it doesn't exist. So I went ahead and made one myself real quick, you know what I'm saying?
Hit him with it. There we go. Hit him with it.
I appreciate it, but trust me, mine's coming.
Oh yeah.
Mine's
it's definitely coming. But just that transition from working the indies to now being on TV, like how are you adjusting? What is that like?
That's actually a very good question. Reason being is because I almost don't know how to adjust. I haven't been in the indies that long. And then the fact that I am in the indies, I don't just do any indies. I'm willing to sit at home. Just based off like, once I had my opportunities with AEW early on doing the dark and stuff like that, I was willing to stay at home and not do these like little bookings here and there, like gas money bookings. I'm good. Like I got a good job where now I got a good job where I don't got to do reads anymore on the side, to where like I can pay for bills and stuff. So I'm not gonna go leave my good job to go wrestle somewhere and potentially hurt myself. So like I didn't really get that many like indie bookings per se, which I don't know. Like if you're not a name in the indies, man, it is hard to get booked. And if honestly, man, I got lucky a lot of times to where like I already knew like AEW for me wasn't even in the picture. It was not even like, oh, I hope I can go there. I cut that dream quick. I said, bro, you're not going to go to AEW. The reason being, look at everyone in AEW. Tell me someone you don't know that signed. Everyone there, besides like the homegrown talent, the homegrown talent that wasn't anyone, well, there's someone now, right? But besides those people, tell me someone that signed that wasn't in the indies that made a name. Like I'm the only one that hasn't been in the indies. Like, actually, I'm not gonna have my biggest match. Here's a good little plug. My biggest match in the indies is actually gonna come up in a couple weeks when I take on Kross over at PCW Ultra. My man with the draft too.
Oh yeah,
like that's a prime example. That's my first big time match, like in the indies. That's how and I'm already in AEW now. Like that's my first time big time match.
And that's crazy.
Shout out Joe over at PCW for like believing and seeing what I am and what I could be, so to where he like put the trust in to like put me in a match with him, and I'm gonna show him like he made the right decision. He was that was one of the indie companies and stuff like that, and that's why the show's so good. Like he has an eye for talent to where it's like he doesn't need to book the top indie names per se. He does, and he has killer shows. But if you are someone that has like potential or that could be somebody, he'll see it and give you a shot. you know. So the transition was easy, thankfully, because of the training over at Knox Pro. They taught me how to get ready for TV. So that transition was quick. And when I wrestle in the Indies, I wrestle like it was TV. So I still gotta get used to like the timing, like commercials and stuff like that, live TV. But I already have some things, so should be ready.
I hope you bring some gear with you the way out west, man, because I'd hate to spend the whole event wearing a Killer Kross shirt, man.
First of all,
I got you.
First of all, sir, I bet it still say carrying. It says carrying, don't it?
None. It might say time's up. You know what I'm saying? It might say time's up. Got a whole lot of yeah. But I could tape over the carrying if the carrying is going for Killer, or just put TOA over that TOA Kross and just have a
TOA Kross.
Have a little mixture shirt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely got to get one of those shirts, man. You know what I'm saying? Rock the line on my chest and everything. Support your brand and everything because they do go hard. They do go hard, definitely.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, speaking of branding and everything, I mean, we know that you're Samoan, but you're also Puerto Rican as well.
Yeah, oh, man, Puerto Rican, baby.
Man, hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let me talk to you about La Placenta real quick, man. Like, is that back and popping right now? Because I have to experience it once again, because the last time I went out there, I think I went out there to celebrate my 29th birthday. I'm turning 36 soon, so it was quite some time since I've been out there. But I love Puerto Rico. I love it so much. New San Juan, old San Juan, like oh man, I went to the rainforest, damn near died and lost my life forever. Just
Puerto Rico, in the rainforest, huh?
I mean, hey, I wore some Chucks and it's like a slick brick road and it was wet and everything. It's just it was terrible. It was terrifying. You know what I'm saying? The best empanadas I ever had in my life is in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go back.
The food there is amazing.
Man, when's the last time you been back to Puerto Rico, man?
Oh man, that's another place I really want to go again, and somewhere like I want to wrestle too. Reason because the last time I was there was when my great grandfather passed. So that was my first time there too. My first time and last time there was when I went to see my great grandfather who was in the hospital at the time, and like literally as soon as I flew in the next morning, went to go see him. As soon as I walked out the room, he passed. So yeah. Puerto Rico is like a special place in my heart. So it's like I really want to go out there because my grandparents, like from the Puerto Rican side, they're from there, So I definitely want to put on a show. Like I'm proud to be Samoan and Puerto Rican, That's all I was having when Tully gave me the moniker of the Island Terror because it's both. As soon as he hit it, I was like, oh man, like I love being the Samoan Lion, and for my character and for who I am. There's no like Puerto Rican like traits that kind of like would fit. Like the typical Puerto Rican wrestler that you see on TV is not what I am or how I look, But when the Island Terror came about, I was like, oh, well, I'm from both islands.
It's a perfect mixture, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, and I wear the flag. I still rock the flag. I want people to know I'm Puerto Rican, even though like I might not have like the same style of like wrestling as like some Puerto Ricans do, but I'm proud of my heritage, so I want to put that out there.
Yeah. It must be a Puerto Rican thing because like I'm not Puerto Rican, but I've jokingly lied about being Puerto Rican so many times because we can't really say that we got Indian in us when we actually do because so many people just like I'm mixed with Indian, so I just lie and just be like, yeah, I'm mixed with Puerto Rican. It's always been a dream, which is why I went out there. But we share a similar favorite basketball star, man. You know what I'm saying? 3 to the dome real quick. You know what I'm saying? 3 to the dome.
Yes, sir.
Quick.
I'm actually impressed you knew he was my favorite basketball player.
Hey, man. Hey, like I said, he's one of mine, too, even though I do dismiss where he plays now. I've never really been a Laker fan. Kind of tough and rough, but I always tell people he's retired and he's been retired for about like 2 years and everything. But yeah, man, I rock with Melo so heavy, done bounced around with him every team he goes to, and just I miss what Melo used to be. Not saying that he's not that anymore, but it's just like I wouldn't mind it if he had his swan song and went either back to New York or went back to Denver or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just really see that Olympic mellow one more time. Just come out and just start raining them down on from everywhere on the court, man. Like, have you ever met Melo before? Do we have plans on meeting Melo?
No. I mean, I would love to meet Carmelo Anthony. Bro, I named my dog after him growing up, too. You know, like, bro, yeah, man, like, it'll be a dream to meet him, you know? It was like, it's almost like, you know, when you watch TV and stuff like that and you see someone and immediately like, oh, I can relate to them. Like, he was Puerto Rican. Like, I love basketball growing up, you know, and he was so good. You know, like coming out of that rookie class, like killing it. And like, I was a fan of him then. And then when I found out he was Puerto Rican, forget about it. Like Carmelo jerseys, you know, bro, I feel like the two ethnicities, man, like the two cultures, you know, the Polynesian culture and the Latino culture is like, if I see another Puerto Rican, it's, what's up, Poppy? What's up, Boricua? You know, Primo, what's up? You know, if I see someone, Samoan, Uso, what's up? What's happening? Like, there's already a quick connection to where like any other races and stuff like that don't have that same like instant connection. So I'm really happy to be part of both to have that, you know, especially in this time of age, man. We need nice people around.
Man, you get so much love from both ends, like for real. Yeah. I got a lot of Samoan homies, so you for sure the homie. Because if anything ever pops off, I know who to call. Even though I can handle my own candle, I got a couple of Samoans in the. You know, he's just you don't want them problems. I'm
got
on
it
the
in the
right
pocket.
side of the fight.
Got it in the pocket. You feel me? It's like, shoot, hey, not even just that. Now you be like, yo, I got a lion on my side. I got another lion. Dude, you don't mess with me.
We roll in the pride. You know what I'm saying? Hunt, feast, and repeat. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You know what? You know, just on that, hit him with the war one more time, man. Hit him with the war, man. Hit him with the war one more time.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, speaking of, we were speaking on tag teams with you and Khan, and seeing how that formed. But there's another tag team that I noticed from another friend of Ringside Mayhem. We got to meet him also at PCW Ultra. Tell me how you and Mr. Juicy Finley started, man.
Toko. Bro, so it's funny. So going back to the Polynesian community being tight knit, I found him on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, he's talking. He's Polynesian. He's wrestling. I'm wrestling. I followed him, and then I seen that he had a show in Concord, in the Bay Area. Mind you, I just moved over there, so I was like, hey, you know, I pulled up to a show, you know, support, started chopping it up, and then started talking on the phone. We just hit it off as like really good friends. Then I just asked him like, hey, like, you ever down to do a tag team in the future? You know, because I didn't want to be in it. I did not want to be in a tag team when I first started. The only reason why I would be open to a tag team is like it would have to make sense. So my two tag partners, both of them, it makes sense. Like, you're not just gonna put me with, you know, with just a random person. Like I like things making sense. I like to be able to tell stories along with that. And like if you just put me with a random like masked wrestler where it doesn't make, there's no correlation to it. Like, what? Doesn't make no sense. So like I didn't want to just be thrown into the tag stuff, but with Juicy, it almost felt like our version of like Undertaker and Kane, like Brothers of Destruction, just the Polynesian side, you know, where we're both single wrestlers. we gotta let the careers play out.
Yo, that's man. Like you got two big tag teams, like for real. Like that's Gates of Agony.
Like with Juicy too, man. Like you know, the Toko Usos, South Pacific Savages. You know, they got some going over at MLW. You know, the SWAT team. You know, so tap in with, you know, Jacob, Lance, and Juicy, man. They're really gonna start making a name for themselves out there. Jacob already has and stuff. Like, you already know the family, you know. So me and Juicy just be a part of it and just be around it's great, you know. And then shout out to Journey too, who's also part of the group.
Hey,
I mean, speaking of Juicy, you know what I'm saying? 120 days, that champ talk, you know what I'm saying? FSW tag team champions, like what was that championship win like, and the feeling of going through that reign?
The win was great. Because like my time over at FSW was great. I couldn't wait to like be given the rocket in a sense. And it's like as soon as we won those belts, man, like I just started. That's when the AEW thing started clicking. So immediately, like as soon as they put the strap on me, put the rocket on me, I was already gone.
As soon as I got my check, I was gone.
Out of there. See you. Shout out Joe DeFalco. Appreciate the opportunity.
Man. So seeing how your career is panning out so far, have you ever thought about which one do you prefer more, tag team wrestling or singles?
Singles. For the only reason why like I have 100% control.
Okay.
That's the only reason. Like I love doing tag teams, like tag matches. Like it's fun. A lot of stuff can come out of nowhere. Like the creativity has to be through the roof in tag teams. Like you have to like really start thinking stuff. There's a lot of moving pieces, so it's a little bit harder. But because of that, sometimes it's funner. More fun. And for me, the only reason why I say singles is because I can almost guarantee, like my side of the stuff, like I don't have to worry about my tag partner if he messes up or anything or this and that, and what we do, man, like our lives are on the line, we got families at home, and I'm out there trying to get paid and make a name for myself. So if you're telling me that there's going to be one less thing that can cause me from not achieving those things, then yeah, I'm going to do singles where I have more control. But that doesn't mean that I don't like tagging. I love both my tag partners. I'm really lucky to have like two great guys. So almost that aspect of it doesn't exist because I can trust both.
Yeah.
Man.
Speaking of singles, I mean, I already know who the dream opponent is that you got right now on
No, you
the
don't.
top of your
No,
mind.
you don't. No,
Yeah.
You know, want to step in there with God's champion. You know what I'm saying? How was your training along with Miro? You know what I'm saying? Known to quite a few as Rusev. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was it like, and why is it him that you want to step into the ring and just like really get it on with?
So man, shout out to Miro, man. Like on top of everything, like, all this stuff wouldn't have been possible with him. He was able to open the doors for me to get an opportunity over at AEW. Like the only thing he was able to guarantee me was an opportunity, and that's all I needed. And I did the rest myself afterwards. But with his knowledge and mentorship, like he helped me from the very jump. My first ring boots were his hand-me-downs. My first gear, my gear, like my all black gear that that I was wearing before I switched to those right there. Like those are Miro's. And he passed those down to me. So without him, man, like I wouldn't be as good as I am today. I won't be as good as I will be tomorrow because of him. And I owe him so much. Like, and the reason why, like, he's like, I want to be able to, my goal is towards like, I want him to be like, man, all this time and effort and energy I put in with him so that I can be somebody. I want to us where we can main event a pay-per-view and be like, we did this because you believed in me. Now let's go steal the show. That's one of my biggest things I want to do is to go out on a pay-per-view, like high caliber show, to go against him. Because once that happens, he's like creme de la creme, the top of the top. If I'm standing with him, like that means I've done so much to lead up to then, to where it's like there wouldn't be no better story. There's no better finish to my story or to lead into another segment of another chapter than crossing this bridge where it would be, Toa versus Miro. So hopefully I'll have this in the future.
That'll definitely be a match. Definitely be a match.
Wait,
I'll be split.
Do y'all smell that? I think I smell Miro versus Toa for All Athletic Championship.
God,
wait a minute.
Give me the favor of standing across the ring with Toa Liona so I may crush him.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope as hell. Ooh, yeah. Tony, I know you hear us. I know you listen sometimes. Make that happen.
Has Tony given you a hug yet?
Oh, so that's so funny that you said that. That's so funny you say that because he hasn't, and if he hasn't yet. So like I said, I was a kid thinking about making it to the NFL. Draft day, the handshake, the hug of Roger Goodell. Like, I envisioned that. You're laughing, bro, but I'm serious. I envisioned that. Like I really wanted that, and that got taken away from me. So it was funny because I wasn't going to say anything. But since you brought it up, that's one of my goals.
I want the hug.
It's like I want to be on the receiving end of a hug. Because if that means if I get that, that means once again, like Larry McClem, look who he's hugging.
Yeah,
he's only hugging the top guys.
Yeah,
and everybody making fun of it, like, bro,
that's true.
Get out of here.
That's
like
passion,
that's why
man.
like when people like that's one thing. Like, are y'all making fun of him for that, man? Y'all clowns and corny. Because on the same flip side of things, y'all when I say y'all, it's gonna be like the majority of people that like to talk shit on that. It's like everyone's trying to promote like good mental health and this and that, but you're clowning someone for showing his true self.
Yeah,
like, bro, get out of here with that. Like
that's
I'm
all
like
appreciation.
The reason why I can really relate to that aspect is because, bro, my lifting, bro, people laugh at me making fun of me like I cry. Like, oh, cry baby, blah 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 blah.
Like what?
Okay, yeah, and like yeah,
you out here lifting what I'm lifting?
I still bounce away. Like shit.
You mean so like that stuff, man, gets me hot when people like laughing and stuff like that about them and like this and that. Like, so that's like one of my biggest things was like I want to get my made it to the league moment.
Yeah,
when I get that hug from Tony.
Hey, that definitely fits though. Like you said, like a lot of people have like even that's their main complaint about other companies. Oh, they don't care about about their talent. Well, you see now he cares. He even give him like you said
overly.
Man,
he cares. He cares. It's passion, and I love that about him. I respect it because it's just like like if I had the money that he had, I'd probably be attempting to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me put together a wrestling company. Like I always feel deep in my soul, I was supposed to be a wrestler, but I just never went down that path. I always stopped at my backyard wrestling experience, and that was just it. But I'm just like, man, like if I could just do anything within wrestling, that's a joy. Like even being here talking with you, be on the podcast, like, man, there's so much joy behind that. And it's like you got certain people a part of the wrestling community that's just like, you fucking doofus, you damn idiot, you just buffoon, you basehead, like the takes and I could go in forever. Like Jesus Christ, it's just I like to separate myself from a certain group because it's like two groups. I call them fans, and then you got fans. The fans are the ones that just talk to hear themselves talk. And then the fans is just like I study, I research, I really get to know it. I know what it is, but I still enjoy it for what it provides and things of that nature. Like it's just it's wild. But the fans over there, boy, I'm ready. I'll be ready to take my boots off and super kick him like you do, man. It's just like, man, you finna get all this foot in your mouth. Like, shut up.
Not the foot. No, you got toe jam. And speaking of feet, yeah, I just need to know how did this come about, bro? I'm just gonna put it up here.
Still beer.
Oh man, shout out Taito Ivasa, man. That's 100%, 1000% a stolen gimmick from Bam Bam himself, man. Man, I seen the Uso man just knocking these fools out, bro, and just like, hey, where the shoe at? Grabbing them, started doing it. So that was my debut match for Knox Pro. That was the first Knox Pro show since the pandemic. So I was like, you know what? I want this to be my thing. So like, depending on the event, depending on the show, like after I get that dub, you know what I mean? Shoey's up.
Could we see this on AEW?
Facts, yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Just wait.
Let's go.
I got some things planned, bro. Don't worry.
How do you go about
babyface run's gonna be epic?
How do you go about choosing the shoe? Like, them.
Oh, sorry, no, that was my. It's gotta be a clean shoe.
Yeah,
I don't hold a dusty shoe. Like, those were the ones. Like, it was my wife's shoe. Boom, hit one of those, and then I did some like classic Air Max ones. I've only done 2 shoeies.
I need you to put this on your bucket list, and if it ever happens, I'm gonna just sit and I'm gonna just be like, yeah, I might have gave him that idea. when you get in the ring with the Young Bucks, just for a spot in the match, take one of their shoes, pour that beer in, and just by that ring side. And just,
I'll tell you this right here. Instead of doing it I'll do it after the ring. Standing on top of them after I win them belts.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
That.
That's the one.
Do that. Definitely. Shoe beer. Well, man, before we get up out of here with you, it's been a running joke that we like to do when we get around folks that come out of Knox Pro. And it's always crazy because they never can seem to really catch it or really know what's going on with it, know how to do it. And it's I don't know, is Keish not teaching y'all this out of everything else? Is he not teaching y'all to dance? Like what's going on in the behind these walls, man? Yeah, he said, oh, not the dance.
Oh man.
So you know what time it is. You know what time it is. So everybody, get your lights on, whatever light it is. If it's a normal light, go ahead and get ready. Go ahead and get stretch out because it's time.
I hope you're doing it in your brain.
It's this time.
Viva couldn't do it.
No.
Couldn't do it.
Gotta put us next to each other too. There we go. Gotta put us next to each other. In 3, 2, and 1.
I'm contemplating everything right now.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Y'all boys is wild.
Hit the worm.
Oh, man. Oh, y'all boys is wild.
Oh my God. We had to hit it one for the one time.
One for the one time.
I
mean, maybe
shout out
Kishi,
man.
We just gonna have to get Kishi on here, man. So the OG can show everybody how it's really done or whatnot. But it's like, man,
why
students is coming on here and y'all not doing? They not doing it. They don't know it. What's going on? We definitely got to pull up to Knox Pro because you know what I'm saying. Like we are in LA. Knox Pro is in LA. You know what I'm saying.
They actually got a California tour. They actually got a California tour coming up too. So I know they got some things lined up. So make sure y'all, everybody out there, man, listen, check out the new crop of wrestlers coming out of Knox Pro. You know, that's where Mio came out of. That's where I came out of. You know, so
got the list
fresh
right
group.
there,
You know
man.
what I mean? Oh, there it is, bro. You already see it. You know what I mean?
Man.
What's already known ain't gotta be said. So I mean, that's
it.
a representation of Knox Pro.
Coming out of Knox and going everywhere.
You know what I mean?
Straight up family, man. So the last question before we get out of here that we always ask everybody that come through. So when it's all said and done, it like I said, we already said you just started, so you got so far to go. And but when it's all said and done, you just say, you know what, it's time to hang up the boots. What is the long lasting legacy you want to leave in the wrestling business?
Same thing that I tried to do when I was doing lifting. You know, and my whole thing was to find a platform to tell my story. So for me as a wrestler, I hope I have the accolades of like world heavyweight championships, you know, and all that stuff, all that great stuff that comes along with the business, you know. But my biggest thing for like a lasting like thing where like you think of TOA, like I want you to think of all the hardship. I want you all to think of my story that led up to this because I'm blessed to be, 6'4", 300-pound Samoan. Where I have a lot of things in my favor, but a lot of other times where, you may not be that, right? But just because that I was behind the 8 ball, a lot of things in my life. So just because I had other things going for me doesn't mean that everything was. So that's kind of what I wanted to tell everybody is like, whatever you're going through, man, stick it out, give everything. Like that was my biggest thing. I always say like, it was funny too, because the whole powerlifting stuff, I always say never give up. And then as I transitioned to wrestling, I didn't realize that was John Cena's gimmick. It didn't click in my head. I said, bro, subconsciously, bro. So I couldn't see it, bro. I couldn't see it. But so like, that was my whole thing. I was pushing in the powerlifting. It was like never give up. I was known as the never give up guy. And that's why I want to be known for after everything's said and done. It's like, man, that guy, man, he gave everything he got, and I want that to be the story. No matter how many times the chips were not in my favor, I kept pushing forward.
Man, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. Once again, if y'all if y'all ain't got nothing to do, even if y'all got something to do, y'all can put some time in there. Go ahead and tune in on Friday. Because again, Friday, we got Lee Moriarty and Jonathan Gresham going against the Gates of Agony, man. And then the next week after that, we got Mr. TOA LIONA going up against Killer Kross at PCW Ultra way out west. I'm telling y'all, get your tickets. And wait, and you see that podcast right up there? That's right. Your boys are giving you that match, man. So you know we had to have our brother on, man. It was poetic justice. It had to happen, man.
Like I said, storytelling at its finest.
At its finest. Oh, and you got a match coming up soon against Papa Esco, yeah?
Yep, the day after.
Oh,
in Arizona. PCW AZ, Phoenix Championship Wrestling, man. Another fantastic promotion. I'm very picky with the promotions I work nowadays. So if you see me out in the indies, man, come watch me because there's not going to be many of them I go to.
Most definitely. So, man, thank you again. Once again, this has been the Lion, TOA LIONA. Once again, we're going to hit him with the roar one more time. Hit him with the roar. Yeah. Hit him with it. Hit him with that roar one time.
Real quick before we get out of here, TOA, man, where can everybody find you and follow you on social media?
Instagram and Twitter, TOA LIONA. Boom, right there. The IG at TOA _LIONA, and then the Twitter just TOA LIONA, man. Come follow me. Come see the journey. I try to post everything that's not wrestling related to kind of tell you the story of me getting there. You know, so yeah, man. I got some things cooking up too, man. So the future's bright for everyone, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we might have, you know, some ringside seats for that info that's coming. You know what I'm saying? First to know, maybe first to report. You never know. It could happen.
Yeah.
But man, definitely want to thank you for coming through. Like everybody else that comes through, you are now a part of the Ringside Mayhem family. Anything and everything that we can do to support you and help push your brand, that's what we are here for. You are our brother indeed. Go ahead and kill AEW as you shall, and we will see you at PCW Ultra way out west for show. My man's versus Killer Kross, you know what I'm saying? It's going down. Final words for the people out there.
Man, just for you guys, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for having me on. I had a blast. I don't typically do podcasts and stuff like that, just because it's funny as it sounds. You heard my story, but my story's far from done. So it's like I don't like speaking on things I haven't done yet, and I have nothing to show for it. So you know, I appreciate you guys reaching out. I did your guys' podcast because I like what you guys got going on, and I felt like it made sense. You guys are sponsored by my match, so I was like, you know what? It makes sense. I seen the podcast stuff that you already done with the people I know, so I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I don't usually do them, but I was like, you know what? I'll do it.
That's an honor.
That is an honor.
So I just want to say that because I know you guys try to reach out to me before through my wife and stuff like that. She runs my stuff, so I just want to let you know, like, it was a conscious decision of like me, like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. It wasn't just because, oh, you hit me up, yeah, I'll do it. No, I don't do that. Like I said, you won't catch me on all the indie shows, and you're gonna catch me on all the podcasts. So if you see me, you gotta pull up where you can see me.
So that means he's officially Mayhem family. That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's love.
And then just, man, final words, man. Just like I said, bro. Everyone watching this, man. Give everything you got, because you can never lose if you never give up.
I wish I had
opportunity. Opportunity. What it's always about. Man. But you already know where to find us and follow us and all that and whatnot and everything. You know what I'm saying? Ringside Mayhem Podcast on Facebook, RSN Mayhem Pod on Twitter, Ringside Mayhem Pod on IG. You know what I'm saying? We be crazy. YouTube, all that, Facebook, follow, like, comment, share, subscribe, SSAW TV and Ringside Mayhem Pod TV. We got to go ahead and get up out of here. We got to let our mans get his luggage and everything together so we can catch that flip.
I got a flight to catch, baby.
Yeah. Hit us, Keish. Take us out, Keish. Take us out, Keish. And you already know, man. Catch us ringside. For all this mayhem, you know it goes down. Yeah.